What is up, my friends? Thank you for joining me today. Today, man, I am sweating my balls off once again, recording in the heat. It is 92 degrees out here, 100 heat index, and man, I'm feeling it. I didn't think it was going to be this hot, but I shall proceed because this is a very important video for me because today is my 365th day of semen retention. That's right, 1 year of semen retention. I am a born again virgin at this point, man. I have not been in any sweet walls in 1 year. I have been completely porn free for well over 2 years now. I've been on the semen retention journey though for 2 years. This is just my longest streak. I've been doing nofap for 2.5 to 3 years, something like that. I don't know. The nofap is kind of cloudy in my mind. Man, I just kind of want to make an update today on my journey and what I've experienced over this past year, because this semen retention streak has been very different than my ones prior. For this, my longest streak was probably about like 4.5 months. But anyways, so the thing is, I've noticed at these days very late into my streak, I am still noticing new things about myself and completing different forms of shadow work. And when I say forms, I mean like different stuff inside me that needs healing and recognition. And the thing is, that is never going to end, not for a long time, is what I've realized. Because even now I'm realizing different things about what I want to do with my life, where I want to take my life. Even just in the past week, I went on a road trip the past week, and I really realized that, man, I cannot sit in this one spot. I live in Michigan. I've lived in this area my whole life, and I really need to move, but not to a different spot. I don't even want to say this on camera because I just thought of it, but I figured out I really need to do like road life for a somewhat long period of my life, at least a year or two, while I'm in my 20s still. I'm 25. And this is always something I thought about because I always love traveling to different places, not just like going on a plane hopping, but like road tripping to different like national forests and shit. But it didn't actually come into realization as something I could do until I went through the healing I did recently, and I came to the understanding of what I'm meant to do myself. And I still don't necessarily know what that is, but I know that is the next step into figuring out what I need to do with my life. This is not the first revelation I've had on this journey of what I need to do with my life. There's been a plethora of them. This is just the biggest and most recent. And then 1 year in, let me tell you, the energy does not go away. And I know some people, they like to call, the flat line. They like to call it the flat line. But in life, you just have highs and lows. And the lows is what people call the flat line. This is just when you're going through it. And man, a lot of times you are unconsciously doing shadow work during this time. You are unconsciously releasing negative energies that have been built up in your system. So be grateful for the flat line, be grateful for the lows. It's only for the lows that you can experience the highs. 1 year in, and if you're doing everything right, you're doing your handstands or your headstands, you're doing your meditation, you're working out, and you're trying to bring this energy up into your higher chakras, you are still going to feel this energy, and it is going to be very potent. Last night, man, I like to go to bed early, probably around 9, and I could not stop doing things. I was building this new table I got, I was doing the dishes, a bunch of chores, and it was nighttime. Like, I should be like getting ready, meditating, but I just had so much energy to do so much, I just couldn't stop. And it's going to be like that when you're not experiencing your lows. And man, we really have to pay our dues and give our respect and gratitude to the Eastern religions in terms of semen retention. Because if it wasn't for them, we really wouldn't understand this practice as much as we could in today's Western society. Now, it is kind of in the Abrahamic religions if you really look into it, but it's not out in the open like that. It's not even really said, it's just like at all almost. It's just you gotta kind of infer it's like that through it telling you not to release before marriage and other things like that. And because of these cultures, we are able to look into it and bring it into the West and understand it from our point of view. There are other people like Napoleon Hill that's talked about this, but honestly, I don't even know where they got it from. It might have even came from the Eastern traditions, or maybe he just learned it from like the 1% who did know the secret and passed it down to people they were close to, because that also happened. This was a secret, and it still kind of is a secret among the top athletes, top celebrities. Well, I'd say mainly probably the top athletes, but who knows? I'm sure a lot of these celebrities, politicians, athletes, people that are in know what semen retention is. And it's just not something they tell to the public. Because a society that knows about sexual transmutation and harnessing your sexual energy is not good for people that are in the higher positions of our society right now. A lot of these people are completely self-serving and they don't want a lot of competition. It is just so important to learn about this practice, especially if you're trying to ascend your consciousness in times like these with the 5D split occurring. If you are not retaining your seed, then honestly, I don't know what you're doing, because what you could be experiencing compared to what you're experiencing now while you're not retaining your seed, while you're not harnessing your sexual energy, is the difference that is insurmountable. Because man, this really does give you superpowers. I cannot, like, if I were to say that to myself 5 years ago, I'd think I was fucking nuts. But you know man, it's the truth. I am so much more in tune with reality than I ever thought I could be. I can read situations' energy so much easier than I ever could, that I thought would even be possible. If you do this practice for even just a month, or more likely 2 months, you will never go back, because you will understand the power of this practice. Because you will realize that you were never living up until that point you decided to retain your seed. Releasing your seed is actually killing you. It is known in the Eastern traditions that you can only bust a certain amount of times, you can only release your seed a certain amount of times without taking away from your own life. Now, I think it's like, the Taoists say it's like 5,000 times, and any amount after that, you are reducing your lifespan by a lot. Anyways, guys, that's the video for today. I'm ending it right here because it is so fucking hot out here. Honestly, I think I'm just rambling at this point in the heat, and I need to get some more water. So, as always, you have a great day. Take care of yourself, retain your seed, and peace.